Hey, what is going on YouTube? Jay here from MJTech. Today coming with another dash cam unboxing and review, and this is the DDPAI Z40. Now this is quite different in many ways, starting here from the design. This is not a typical design for dash cam, and I do like it. I believe with this one you can see the display a little bit easier, since it is pointing away from the glare, and also it has a rear view camera that comes included with it. And the price range on this is going to be either from $80 all the way up to $120. I'll be providing a link down below. And yes, well, what happened with my current dash cam is that I was messing around with the vehicle. I was playing with some wires and I accidentally connected it to a 12-volt type of outlet. And so I burned the camera. I burned the chip inside, and now it is not functional, of course. So I went ahead and grabbed a power converter for that particular connection that I was doing, and now everything is working great. So I went ahead and bought this thing here from Amazon. I got it with the Prime service, and what caught my eye here with the DDPAI is that first of all it has great reviews. I will be leaving that link down below so that you can check it out. It has a GPS positioning, and this thing has a G sensor to where if you get into a crash, it'll safely save those recordings into what they called a NAND flash memory. It's like a separate partition that it is built inside of the camera, to where it keeps those recordings safe in case you either lose a TF card, something happens. Well, you know that they will be saved inside of that extra partition, making it a lot better in case you had to prove anything. You never know, guys. We live in the United States. Here everything is insurance. People like to do a lot of insurance claims, and it could be a false claim, and this can save your life very easily, or at least save you from a legal problem and much more. So that's why I like to invest on something good. This product seems to be promising. On the side here we can see that it comes equipped with a super capacitor. What this means is that this is going to hold better with extreme weather. We know that here in Florida, California, Texas, and other states, it gets extremely hot, as well as up north it gets extremely cold, and that super capacitor will protect your camera from damage from, again, extreme weather. It has built-in GPS, like I mentioned before. This one also has a much better upgraded battery, and so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this thing and see exactly what comes inside of it. And the price is actually not that bad, considering that name brands out there do cost twice as much. Okay, so it comes in two separate boxes. As you can tell, I'm assuming that this is the rear 1080p camera that again comes with this bundle. So let's go ahead and break the seal here and break the seal. I don't think this one has a seal, so never mind for that. And so here we have the camera. Check this out. It has a clip-on style mount so that it is easily removed. Here we have the front lens. Let's go ahead and remove that cover right now. And by the way, this is, I believe, the IMX335 sensor from Sony. I could be wrong, but I think that's what I read. And this again has the capacity to record up to 2K resolution. We have some speakers here on the side as well. I believe one is for vent and one is for a speaker. We have more vents towards the bottom here, and let me see, I think this looks like a compartment. I'm not sure. I still got to read the manuals. The compartment is actually right here on the side, and this is for the TF card. It's like a little flap, and I'm having a hard time removing it. There we go. And this is where the TF card gets connected on the side of the dash cam, as you guys can observe right there. And on the back here we have the display. Okay, we have things like the mic settings, album, lock, this one here says set, and so on and so forth. I believe you can change the angle in here, as you can tell. So again, this is going to be great for, you know, different vehicle styles and models out there. You can adjust it. And inside of this box we get, of course, all the accessories. We have some adhesive with the manuals. We get the power cable right here on one side, And in this case, I already mounted a power converter on my vehicle, so I won't need that long wire, which is great. Here we have the mounts. This is the clip-on mount that I was mentioning before. And we have here, let's see, I'm not sure what this is. Oh, this is the cigarette lighter adapter, but again, we're not using this because I already got that power converter, in which in a second I will show you exactly what I did briefly, so that, you know, with different vehicles you had different type of connection options. Let's see, we have another divider on here. Let's see what this is. I don't think there's anything in there. And again, inside of this box, this is everything that we get. And now let's go ahead and talk here about that 1080p cam that I mentioned before. Now this, I guess, will get connected directly into the other cam. So of course we're going to do the installation inside of my Honda Pilot soon, and I'll probably be giving some details. This is the wire that goes from the front side all the way to the back, which is where this is going to get mounted at. And here we can see it comes already with double adhesive tape. And again, this one is also adjustable. Keep in mind that it records in 1080p quality. And I believe that we are pretty much done here with the unboxing. Again, let's jump to the vehicle, get this installed, and see how it records and if it's worth it. Alright guys, so here we are now inside of the Pilot 2007, and I'm doing something different here. I never done this to any other vehicle, and I'm not claiming that I'm the first one. As a matter of fact, this has been out for quite a while. And basically what I wanted to do was eliminate the hanging wire here that I had going to my cigarette lighter adapter here. This is the 5-volt one, and of course we use these to charge, you know, any kind of device, a tablet, a phone, whatever the case may be. But I just didn't like the fact that I had it here with my Jomis K7 dash cam, in which we're going to be replacing it with a DDPAI Z40. And as you guys can observe here, I have it connected, and now the wire is running up here, okay? And before I had it hanging, and that's because I found a connection here that I can use, specifically here with the Pilot. And that's because with the EXL, we have here the rear view mirror that has the north, south, east, and west indicator. And so this is a 13-volt or 12-volt type of connection. So I was able to get this converter from Amazon. The link has been provided below, is right here, and this can do up to 15 volts. I'm trying to focus it for you guys so you can see it right there. It goes from up to 15 volts, from 12 volts to 5 volts, 3 amps. And I'm testing it here even with my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I already hooked it up here to the mirror wires, in which they are right here. I had to cut them in order to make this possible. Alright, so we got here the power converter all nice and tucked in there. So we ran the wire here from the top, like I said before, all the way to the bottom. We reconnected the mirrors wire as well, which goes on the back side. And now it is time for testing. So I'm going to try to do this the best way possible. This is a USB-C type of charging phone. Not sure if you heard that, but it is working. So again, this is the USB-C type of cable. We're going to be connecting this to the DDPAI Z40, and I wanted to test it here with my smartphone. Unfortunately, I got to leave it hanging just because I only have 2 arms. But yes, everything is working well. Let's go ahead and try that one more time. You guys can hear that charging. So everything is good to go. Time for reassembly and installation of the camera. Alrighty guys, so I got here the DDPAI Z40 hooked up and ready to go. This was actually quite simple. And let's look at it here from the front dash so you can get an idea. Hopefully you guys can see this right there. It looks very clean, and I used the double adhesive tape that came with it to get it connected properly, and it seems to be very nice and sturdy. The only thing is that I wish that the clips from the mount itself, that they were a little bit stronger. They seem to come out very easily, so I am concerned that in case of a wreck or something, this is just going to fly off. But other than that, it seems very nice and sturdy. like I said before, I converted here. Well, I added a power converter from the mirror. The wire runs also from the top side here. So I removed this piece, as I showed you guys before. I added a power converter, and now I get 5 volts. I have 2 different connections on there in case I want to add another accessory in the future, which is really cool. And I don't have to have wires hanging around, or I don't have to use here my cigarette lighter, like the wire that came included with this, which I didn't use. It's this one right here. This wire is long like this because it is designed for you to go around your pillar, come down here the glove compartment, go behind it, and eventually plug it here. But again, we don't have to do that any longer just because we have that power converter. Then I ran the wire for the rear view camera. I went along here the pillar on the upper side of the windshield. I tucked it in with that tool that came included with the DDPAI camera, and I ran it all the way on the upper side here, okay, all the way to the back. And it wasn't that hard as I thought it was going to be. So the camera, if you look at it, is sitting back there. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now keep in mind that the back camera only has the ability to record in 1080p, which is okay, and it is right here. So of course we can also adjust it like I mentioned before. And this is how I did my connection. I ran it through here, went inside of the trunk door, and then removed this plastic piece and hid the wire behind it. Whatever I had extra, I hid it inside there. That way it looks nice and clean, and as you guys can tell, everything came out perfect. It took me about 30 minutes approximately. Alrighty guys, so again, with everything here being set up, I went ahead and downloaded here the application. It is called DDPAI, and I got this from the QR code inside of the manuals, and I'm about to show you that here right now. Here they are. And so all you have to do is scan it. If you have iOS or Android, just simply scan it and download it. After doing so, you will be prompted to connect to the camera's Wi-Fi, in which this case is going to be one called DDPAI, and then it says right there Z40, and we have a code. Of course, I have already connected, everything is set to go, and this is what you guys will be prompted with. So right now we have the rear view camera here. This is the quality, and it is currently recording because I have here my vehicle on ACC mode. And so this is again the rear view camera, and you have this little camera toggle right here. You can flip it now here to the front side, and you guys probably can't see this well through the camera and the phone's display, but of course I'll be providing some samples soon. This is going to be the daylight time first, and then we're going to do a nighttime recording and see how it does. So I have also enabled here the microphone, and we have settings on the upper right hand side. I'm going to try to do this with one hand. So anyways, we have H.265 video encoding, and this is going to get enabled depending on what smartphone you have. You get the recorder installation guide, and this is what it is, so that when you are here adjusting your camera, you can get it nice and leveled. And this will be enabled automatically, and after you install it, of course, you can come back here and turn it off. And so here we have the recording resolution. We can go to 1944p or 1080p. In this case, I have it at the maximum recording quality. Now keep in mind that it will be downscaled here in this video since it is recorded in 1080p. Then we have a speed display. This is GPS power, so we're going to have all these settings on here. We have the volume for when it speaks to you, and here we have the microphone recording enabled already. Startup tone. This I'm just going to turn it off. It's kind of annoying to have that turned on all the time. Create a related video after taking pictures, 10 seconds. Yes, this is in case you take a picture. It'll start recording after that time. Adjust motion sensor sensitivity, so you can do this here. We have high, middle, low, and off. This is in case you have that parking monitor activated. Well, depending on who bumps into your vehicle, that sensitiveness, that's how it's going to react and start recording. Then we have here the settings to where it'll start monitoring after 15 minutes of rest time. So let's say you turn off your vehicle, 15 minutes later, it'll enable the parking monitoring. Just in case somebody, you know, moves your car or tries to break into your car, it'll detect that thanks to that G sensor that it is equipped with. And of course, here we have things like the Wi-Fi name. We can change that as well. We can manage the storage, so on and so forth. So this is again the user interface right here, and you can change this user interface by clicking here. You can see now we have a clean version of it. So then getting back here into the main screen from this application, we get things here like the mileage that we have driven for the day. We get the time in terms of how long we did it for. Then it tells you here how high you are from sea level. Okay, it tells you right there in feet, which is really cool. And yes, like I said before, we have here the compass also, thanks to the GPS. So it is telling me that I am pointing north, as you guys can observe. And then also has this toggle, like I said, for the rear view camera. Something I almost forgot to mention here from this application is that you can go back into what you are recording and preview. And then of course from here you can go ahead and save that clip. This is really cool, guys. This is one of the coolest cameras I've seen in a while. So what we're going to do next here now is go ahead and start recording around, driving around. You guys will see everything from the front and also the back camera, and we're going to do the same thing at nighttime. Alrighty guys, so there we came back from that testing, and I just wanted to show you here briefly all the settings that we have directly here. The same things that we saw from the application you can do here as well. So these are the buttons. This is not a touchscreen, so to go down here, or this is supposed to be down, but it really goes to the right, and then this one will go to the left, and then this button here is to confirm whatever you want to select. So right now, if I want to enable this, I would just click on this button, the one on the right, and so on and so forth. So you can see that it is a very easy to use interface. And so this thing also has a collision locking system, so it'll save all that important data, like I said before, in a separate partition, which is this setting right here. Okay, collision sensitivity. As you guys can observe, we have calibration, we can format the SD card, restore, we have the Wi-Fi settings for the app, and then we go back here into the download app, about device, languages, and the list goes on, guys. So again, it's a very cool and I would say easy to use type of interface. Is very clear as well. So let's go back here into the main, and here we can see that on the upper right hand side corner it's telling us that we are connected to the GPS, that it is recording, that we have the mic also enabled, and that it has the Wi-Fi enabled as well. Okay, and that's pretty much it. With this being said, guys, let me know down below what you think about the DDPAI Z40. Will you buy it? Will you pass on it? Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more, click on the bell icon, and I will see you guys on my next one.